Howdy, y'all. This here's the Big C Dub coming to you from my YouTube channel. I just wanted to share a funny story with you. Are there any of you young men out there that are just gotten married and you got little kids at home? Well, let me tell you something. Don't make the same mistake I made. Now, it was a Saturday morning one morning, and my wife was hollering at me, and I was trying to sleep in late because I was the only one working. So she's hollering at me to come out there and to tend to our son. So I stumble out there into the living room, all sleepy eyed in my boxers, and I sit down and she puts my boy right there, right in my hands, just like that. So I'm sitting here, I'm holding him, I'm half asleep, I'm asking for coffee and whatnot. And she's just going in there and doing whatever. And so all of a sudden, sitting there, I don't have my shirt on, got my son right there in front of me, and he's just looking at me and he's grinning and he's giving me those little cute baby faces and all that they do. And all of a sudden, he just kind of gets this little twinkle in his eye, tilts his head just a little bit, and he reaches up with his hand, grabs a old fistful of hair on my chest, and pulls. Of course, now this makes me squeal because it hurt. So he laughs, and he reaches up with his other hand, he grabs another big old fistful. And he starts pulling on both of them. Of course, I'm like, oh. Well, he finds this to just be hilarious. And he starts jumping up and down with his little feet, which are right in my crotch. So I got handfuls of chest hair being ripped out and being torn, and I'm getting my nuts crushed up and down because him jumping on it. And I call, and finally my wife comes in. And does she help me? No. Seeing what's going on, she about near doubled over and was laughing her butt off at what she saw. Finally, she did come and get him and remove him from his death grip on my chest. So, gentlemen, let me tell you, in the future, don't babysit your son or your daughter with your shirt off if you got a hairy chest. Now, another funny thing that happened was one time, I guess my wife, she decided that I needed to spend some time with her and the kids, so she called in sick for her, man. We went to the zoo. We went to the Fort Ward Zoo right over here, not too far away from where we live. So here I am, in my 30s with my young wife and our baby in a stroller, our son, and my little daughter who's about 5, maybe 5.5 years old. And there we are, we're strolling through the zoo, and I'm looking around and it's mostly mothers and their kids, and not too many fathers like myself standing around. So we get up there near the elephant enclosure there, and my wife decides we're going to stop. So here we are, and looking around, there's probably maybe a dozen or more mothers and their little children of various ages standing around there. And there's this one female elephant. She's leaning up against the edges of the enclosure, the bars or whatever. She's kind of rubbing, and she's swishing her tail and kind of peeing and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, this big old bull elephant comes over and starts sniffing around with his trunk. And seeing this, I kind of realized, I think I know what's about to happen here. And sure enough, he moseys on around behind her and starts to kind of, get himself in position. And then the dangest thing of all things happened. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen on those animal shows or anything, but when a male elephant gets ready to do his business, let me tell you, it's an amazing sight. First of all, there's this thud, and it looked like it dropped down like a hose or something. And then this hose proceeded to elongate and get very large, about, I don't know, almost as long as I was. And I'm 6'5", and I swear it had to be at least 5 foot tall. But this is a huge penis starts rising up. And now most of these women around here, they haven't seen it. They haven't taken notice. But my sweet little daughter, God bless her, she picks that moment to point and in a loud voice exclaim, "Look, Dad, he's happy." I tell you, every single woman's eyes around there latched onto me and gave me either an amused look or a look like, how in the world does that child know that means being happy? So once again, I look over to my wife And do I get any help? She's over there, bent over, laughing. Laughing so hard that she falls onto the concrete, rolling on her back, kicking her legs up and down. And of course, our daughter thinks this is just great, and so she's squealing in delight. And I'm having to suffer the looks as I shrink down behind that carrier trying to get the heck out of there with my son. Well, that's another funny story from my life. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm the Big C Dub. If you really enjoyed this, please subscribe, please comment, let me know what you like, and I'll see you later. Y'all take care, and God bless.